Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. We're taking another look here at AVAX, seeing what's going on. We're going to start with some back and liquidation data. Just make this a quick and concise, detailed analysis. And just so you know, if you've been watching for a while, even a short time, I really appreciate you hitting the like button, commenting below. Let me know what your position is on AVAX. What are your thoughts here? First of all, when it comes to liquidation, there's a lot below and above. There's specifically a concentration here at $27 even. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit as to why that's a potential reality for us next. But just note $22 to $23, that heavy concentration below the price. If we do end up losing this range and coming to this low $23 mark, it's probably pretty safe. We're going to see a liquidation sweep of that low 22 or that low $22 to $23 range. I think it's a distant or potentially not even a realistic in our future, right? And the reason why is because liquidation delta is super high, at least higher than it is to the downside, implying that bulls are still controlling the price action right now. So when it starts coming down to zero or negative, then we want to maybe consider shifting gears. But for right now, we have a lot more people taking longs and shorts at this point, and you want to kind of respect that. We have a lot of support at $23.20 and $24 even. Those are two heavy areas of open interest recently, but just note a little bit of resistance at $25.50 with that exit liquidity here. Now on this chart here, I have a pretty significant, a bright red line here on the chart. This is the macro point of control. Ever since, well, pretty much this time last year, ever since May of last year, we've been in this general range. We can see that we have the most amount of resistance right there at the current price point, about $26. So getting above 26 is going to be super important. Does that mean that we cannot get through it? No, we actually have increased volume here, and it's looking quite sustainable, especially with Bitcoin pushing and running towards its upper 104K range. So that if Bitcoin continues to run towards 106, 107, test all-time high, totally going to break through this. But at this point, it's best to presume that this level of $26 as a round number is a resistance for us. Now we're above the moving average. Our money flow index is high. While we're seeing a stochastic divergence, I really think we're more likely to break out than we are to break down. More likely reason because 4-hour time frame is showing that we got good strength. We're above all moving averages. Most coins are exuding the same behavior right now, and Bitcoin dominance is still in the decline, implying that altcoins are a good trade to the upside. We also bounced off 50 in the RSI here. Money flow index is a little low here on the 4-hour, so I don't love that. It does show that we have less buying pressure in the last 12 to 24 hours than we did the previous 36 to 48. So I don't really like when I see that. That show a little bit of weakness, but for the most part, we have more positive than negative here, minus a couple of little outliers here. So will I take a trade with this coin right now? Not exactly, no. I mean, me personally, I'm a bit more of a conservative trader. I'd probably wait for the price to be in this $22 to $23 range before I take a trade. But you got to recognize these opportunities don't always come around. Right now, most coins are going up, and waiting for a better long position doesn't necessarily always work out lately. So I'm a patient trader. I'll go ahead and wait and set an alert in this range here. Maybe consider a trade at right around 23, with the previous high being retested as a new low. Between now and then, we could very well break out, and a lot of coins are breaking out. So you got to recognize that. It's just that there's some divergences on the volume here, and we're starting to see less volume in the last 24 hours, and that does kind of imply that the price may continue lower. What we might see here too, and I can draw out some fib levels for you and put that on our playout chart here, but generally speaking, when you see this kind of declines here, they are typically bullish. Okay, so if you look at this, it's a good chance we're working ourselves into a flag pattern, and we do bounce off this $23 mark. So my sights are set on the $23 to $24 range. Between now and then, I'm not going to run. I don't really want to trade this breakout just because of the overall sentiment. Trading a breakout into a key level resistance, that macro point of control, is never really a great idea. You might get lucky, and I hope you do, but if you do, just know that's what it was, and you didn't really take a trade based on full confirmation. There's a lot of confirming factors, though, here, by the way, that we're going to keep going higher, right? So just please understand that. I'm just a little bit more on the conservative side, and I do like to find better entries and then trying to FOMO in the top. So that's kind of where we're at. All right, I hope you found benefit there. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure you take advantage of this nice deposit reward bonus from Bitunix. It's available for the next 24 hours. And then also, of course, make sure you join us over on Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. And thank you so much for always liking the videos and content. I really appreciate you. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again. Take care.